Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have the Spyderco Rheinhold Rhino. This is a very new knife from Spyderco. Just came out in the last month or so, but apparently you guys have been waiting on this for a long time. I wasn't, because I didn't know that it exists. The reason why is it came out about two and a half years ago. I wasn't super into the knife hobby at that time. I had a few, but I wasn't really looking up every new little thing. This was announced that long ago, and now it's finally just coming to fruition, and not in the way that it was expected. I guess initially it was announced with a BD1 steel, supposed to be kind of a budgety sort of model. Now it is CTS XHP and built by Spyderco's premier factory, I would say, in Taichung, Taiwan. And it's not cheap, $129.97, which isn't crazy, but it's a lot for a knife this size. But I think the quality is there to justify that. But it's a really cool knife, but I do have one huge flaw with it, which I will get to forthwith, I promise. It'll happen here in a little bit. Just keep your pants on, we'll get there. Let's do some size comparisons and stats and all that stuff before we get too much farther. We'll do the stats first. You have an overall length of 5.95 inches, blade length of 2.35 inches. You have a blade thickness of 0.11 inches and a handle thickness of 0.43 inches. Now for them size comparisons. I'm just going to do a couple of the standards to get that out of the way, and then we will go on to stuff that it is actually more size, more in the same size category again. So you have your Spyderco PM2, obviously dwarfs it. This is meant to be kind of that fifth pocket small knife. And your Spyderco Delica 4. Again, it's even smaller than a Delica 4. And we'll do one more of the standards. This is something more. This is a very popular knife, so we will do the Ontario Rat Model 2. This is the small Rat. I'm not even going to do the Model 1. That's way bigger. All right, now let's compare it to some more stuff that's kind of in this small knife category that's so popular right now. First of all, we will do the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. You can see it's about the same length, but this is a much bigger, thicker knife. The CRKT Pilar, this is the Blade HQ exclusive version. It's a little longer, but again, this is a much beefier knife than that. And one of Spyderco's own that I know this knife's gonna get compared to a lot, and I'm probably gonna do a video about it. The Spyderco Lil Native, also compression lock, also very small knife. As you can see, the Rhino is just a little bit longer. But again, this is a bit taller blade, stuff like that. You'll see more about the comparison between these two as time goes on. Let's talk more about this one individually. The blade on this I really like. I think that is by far the highlight of this knife. It's pretty thin behind the edge, about 19-20 thousandths. It's a really hard measurement to get, but I do my best. Pretty thin blade stock. XHP is one of my favorite steels. It's pretty corrosion resistant, holds an edge really well, and it's not a total nightmare to sharpen. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not that bad. I really like XHP, and I wish that more companies used it more. I was very upset when cold steel stopped, but just a great steel and just a really good little slicer. It kind of reminds me in a lot of ways of another Taichung, Taiwan Spyderco, the Chaparral. It's maybe not quite as slicey as a Chaparral, but it's darn close. And the blade shape is, you got a little bit of flat in there, a whole lot of belly. I think it's a very useful blade shape. We're going to kind of merge into the ergonomics section here, but the way that you can choke up on this and put your thumb on it, it's great for really close detail stuff, which is something you're going to use a knife like this a whole lot. Small little knife. Let's say you're carrying this as your backup knife and your PM2 is your primary, and you have to do something really tight and up close, open a box and you're really worried about cutting what's inside it or something like that. This is much easier to do that with. It's just really great for that. So I really do like that. And I like a whole lot more about the ergonomics. It's just very comfortable. If you're holding it in a conventional position, I do have large size hands with skinny fingers. I can get a 4-finger grip on it. Not super easy, but pretty close. But again, I'm mostly carrying it like this, and then my hand moves up just that little bit more, and it's a full 4-finger knife. But normally, if you're carrying it like this, you're probably going to put your pinky half behind there. But there are no hot spots whatsoever. It does have a lot of finger grooves, which are a bit of a controversy, but they seem to work all right on my hands. no hot spots, and everything that's like I've said before that's supposed to be chamfered is chamfered. It's a very comfortable knife in the hand. It really, really is. Shockingly so. From the pictures, I was not expecting it to be this comfortable in my hand, but it absolutely is. As far as the deployment goes, this is a compression lock, but it's not a super flippy one. I do have to admit, it flicks open completely fine. It's a total thumb flicker. You know, it works great with that. You can't Spidey flick it because the part of the scale is in the way on that side, but that's not terribly uncommon with some Spyderco models. But it works great. Now, what it doesn't do is it doesn't completely fall shut like a lot of compression locks do. It just kind of, you got to kind of either really shake the hell out of it or do like I do and just finish it off with your finger. I have put quite a lot of miles on this and torn it apart and lubed it and all that stuff, and it got better, but I don't think it's ever going to be a total drop shutty thing. It's just not going to. Does part of the blade tang stick through the compression lock? Yes, it does. I know some of you guys freak the hell out about that. There's room enough for your finger to get in there, though, so I don't think it's a big deal. But it's just that it's just not that kind of smooth. Obviously, it's a compression lock. It runs on bushings. It's just not that kind of drop shutty thing. Not the end of the world to me. It really, really isn't. But I will say that you want to just say, oh, it's just physics. You know, the blade's too light. It's not going to fall. That's part of it, but the Little Natives blade probably ain't that much heavier, and it does it. So there's that. I mean, this is a Tai Chung compression lock as opposed to a Golden, Colorado compression lock. That factory makes a whole lot of compression locks. The Tai Chung factory doesn't make that many. Maybe that's a factor. I don't know. But that's not really an issue to me. What is an issue to me is the carry on this knife. I don't know what the heck is going on at Spyderco right now. Their addiction to lanyard tubes and how it's affecting the placement of their pocket clips is just insane to me. It's just getting ridiculous. I mean, this is a very small knife. First of all, look at the size of this clip. Why was this the pocket clip choice for this knife? It's gigantic. I mean, literally, the pocket clip is 3/4 of the length of the knife. That's just crazy town. I don't understand why you would do that. And because they have this lanyard tube here and they can't move the clip up, look at how much knife is sticking out. You remember, guys, how much I bitched about the Para 3? Here, I have it here still. Here's the Para 3 with an aftermarket deep carry clip because it's a necessary purchase. You have to have one, pretty much. I think the Para 3 is almost completely uncarryable without a deep carry clip from the aftermarket. This is a Casey Lynch one. It's great, but it was $23 or something like that, $28. You got to kind of automatically add that to the price of the knife. That's just silly. This may be worse than the Para 3 because percentage-wise, even more is sticking out than on the Para 3. Not in just overall measurement, but percentage-wise, almost even more. So you know what? I thought, all right, that's annoying, but no big deal. It's a Spyderco spoon clip. I've got another clip that'll fit that. I have an MXG gear clip that I'm sure will fit. We're going to flip this over to use these 3 holes to demonstrate it. I'll just grab that. I'm not using it. Yeah, nope. It's a different hole pattern. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's going to be really hard to light, but it's a different hole pattern. It's completely different. What? That can't be right. Maybe it's a Tai Chung thing. Let me grab one of my Tai Chung Spyderco clips from my, I think this is from my Gail Bradley. Yeah, nope, that's just a standard old Spyderco pattern, which I knew, but I thought maybe I was wrong. Nope, that doesn't fit either. It's a unique hole pattern. It's not the same as any other Spyderco. Now, as far as I know, because you know what it is the same as, you guys will correct me in the comments, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. It's a Benchmade pattern. It's exactly the same as a Benchmade. It fits, a Benchmade clip fits perfectly. What in the hell? Why is a Benchmade pattern on the Spyderco? I don't get it. What? And also, that's not the one I wound up using because I thought, oh, hey, it's a Benchmade pattern. I wonder if the one off of my trusty bug out fits. Yeah, it does. It does. And what's nice about it is it's Benchmade, so I know that I can just put one of my clip for my bug out on this and ask for a new one for my bug out. But that's not what I did, because then I remembered, oh, I have a Saibu which has the same clip and it's shiny and I want to put that one on there. So I just called Benchmade, asked for a new clip for my Saibu. They said, sure, yep, it's going to be a couple weeks. We don't have many of them, but that's what we're going to do. So as soon as I get one, I'm replacing this clip with that. Actually, I'm probably just going to take the one off my bug out and use for a while, because I really like this knife and I want to carry it, but not with this stupid clip on it. So I'll probably borrow the clip off my bug out until I get another Saibu clip and then swap them around so they match better. But, and also, they didn't even need to do that. They could have just moved it around. I get, okay, well, you say, oh, there's a bolt there. There's no room for it. They also make knives. The Little Native has this awesome wire clip. Oh, this one's kind of bent up. I never noticed that before. I think I must have stepped on it or something. That's not good. But they make this nice little wire clip. Why not just use that? Why does it not have the wire clip on it? It's a great clip. I love the wire clip. But nope. They put this giant stupid thing on here. I don't get it. It kind of ruins the knife for me. It really kind of ruins it. I love everything else about it. I found a workaround. I'm sharing it with you guys, but just know that if you get one of these, you're going to want to order a Benchmade deep carry pocket clip for it, like immediately. I don't understand either, but that's just how it is. Other than that, it is a really nice knife. Same as with the Para 3. The Para 3 is a really nice knife, but you have to buy a deep carry clip for it. I'm just getting sick of this with Spyderco. It's really driving me nuts. They can't explain it to me. They've tried to explain it to other people, you know, on the forums and stuff. No, we just prefer to let the aftermarket carry, blah, blah. No, just make deep carry pocket clips, because it basically makes all your knives cost $23, $30 more. And especially this, and then you didn't even use the same hole pattern, and you have to wait for some jackass on the internet to tell you that it's a Benchmade pattern. Not cool, Spyderco. Not cool. Cool knife. Supremely uncool pocket clip. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this and found it informative. I've been Brian. Have a good one.